a barrel. And so part of that reason is because of the shale revolution in the United States. And I want to share a little story. I'm 57 years old. When I was born in 1960. When I was 13 years old, my father and I were at the gas station to fill up with little Petro. What happened is it was during the oil embargo of the 70s. We couldn't get gas that day. You needed to either have a odd or even number on your license plate because the United States of America was dependent on foreign supplies of oil. What has happened since then? If you look at the slide, we are now the #1 producer of oil and gas in the world. More than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia. It has truly revolutionized our whole economy, and we are no longer dependent on foreign supplies of oil. Highlands was founded to take advantage of that. We are in the Denver-Julesburg Basin, and we have a small portion of the shale revolution. And so I'm not going to speak. What I chose to do is the two gentlemen to my right, they're better looking and smarter than I am. So Whit Childs is an exploration geologist. He's the one that worked with his mentoring geologist to find a shale field that we are producing right now that ConocoPhillips gave us the rights to drill on. Cully Cavness, who actually went to graduate school here in the UK, he's head of our finance department, and they'll take it from here. But I know your time is valuable. I know you heard a lot of other people talk today, and I just want to say thank you for spending your valuable time with us. And with no further ado, here's the smarter and better looking people. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Robert is our fearless leader at Highlands Natural Resources. We are based in Denver, Colorado. My name is Cully Cavness. I'm the Vice President of Finance. And I'm really happy to be here today and share our story. And I just have to say, what an interesting event this is. There are so many entrepreneurial, creative ideas here, and we're really enjoying being here, and thank you all for spending your time with us. So Robert is absolutely right. The shale revolution has been incredible, and at Highlands, we are at the red-hot center of that shale revolution. And it is an industry that's characterized by entrepreneurial, small growth companies, and Highlands is one of those. We have a shale project that we call East Denver, and we're producing from the Niobrara Formation. It's a very prominent shale formation in Colorado, and we're already producing from 2 wells. And just on Friday, after market closed, we announced that 6 more wells are going to be spud this coming week. They're fully funded by a partner, and I'm going to share that with you. It's really exciting news for us because it takes us from 2 wells to 8 wells. It's huge growth for the company. And we have up to 24 wells total that's possible. So the cash flow from that project, we use to fund 2 upside projects. Now they do have some risk, and we're very upfront about that. One is a technology that's oriented towards the shale industry. And a big problem in the shale industry is that when a new well is fracked near an old well, that new well can damage the old well. And we have a technology that solves that problem, and we've demonstrated it in 4 wellbores now. And we also have a very high upside, high-risk project called Helios 2, where we have 220,000 acres in Montana. We believe we are among, if not the largest oil and gas leaseholders in the state of Montana, which is a prolific oil and gas producing state, and we have a lot to share with you there too. We've even discovered helium on that project. That's an area that's about 300 times the size of the city of London, so a lot to experiment with, a lot of opportunity on some very long-term leases there. The main project is the Niobrara project, and this is what it looks like. An easy place to operate, you don't see any houses, just a lot of chance to drill. And we have this land, we've already drilled it. The wells that we drilled there, thanks to Whit's idea, are in the top 3% of all Niobrara wells in Colorado. There are more than 4,000 Niobrara wells in Colorado. Ours are in the top 3%. We've already produced 190,000 barrels of oil equivalent in 5 months from the first 2 wells. And we just announced the next 6 wells are coming in the next week. So this is a map of our project. ConocoPhillips owns the pink, actually, and we acquired a portion of their land, and we drilled the 2 wells there in blue. So the size of the bubble shows you the amount of oil produced in the first 6 months. And if you look at our bubbles, they're pretty big, aren't they? That's because they're some of the very best wells in Colorado. And like I said, 190,000 BOE in the first 5 months. We get great pricing where we are, and I take a lot of pride in that. I personally negotiate some of the marketing contracts. We get $65 net after all the fees, transportation, everything, per barrel. We also get 70 cents per gallon on natural gas liquids, so those are premium prices in the United States. Some people get WTI minus $10, even worse. We get WTI minus $2.50 net of all fees. We announced a new pipeline agreement for the natural gas just last week. That's a major deal for us, and when we announced that, we said we paved the way to closing a financing for the remainder of our wells, and I'm proud to say that we did execute that financing just yesterday. It's a third-party deal, non-dilutive to the shareholders here in London, and the way that works is that industry partners come in and they're funding 100% of the remaining capital costs for the next 6 wells. We keep a percentage for free, and they also gave us $5 million in cash up front, which was pretty nice. And so we're really looking forward to those next 6 wells going down. I will say that past performance does not necessarily predict future performance, but when we announced the first 2 wells, our shares rallied from about 12 pence to 30 pence. And we just announced after market closed on Friday that we're going to drill 6 new wells. So I can't predict what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a very interesting, potentially very active day for us on Monday. Again, those first 2 wells are top 3% in the entire population of wells in Colorado. And this is how they're produced. We are not here talking about a 24-hour flow test. We're not here talking about what might be a year from now. We're here talking about 190,000 barrels of oil produced already, and those wells produced every single day in our hometown of Denver, Colorado. And we're going to continue to produce those wells and 6 new wells just like them very soon. So as I mentioned, that's $3.8 million in net revenue the Highlands already achieved. That's net of taxes and royalties and partners' interests. We already put that in the bank. And Robert actually has a pretty legendary quote. He says, "There's good news and there's bad news about Highlands. The bad news is that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. But the good news is that Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and we're in the oil and gas business, and the price of oil is $70, and fracking has never been better in the U.S., and we're going to continue to do that at Highlands Natural Resources and replicate this production. So I want Whit to talk a little bit about the technology behind the shale revolution and why it's just been so powerful for not just for Highlands, but for the whole industry.